So we're going to take a couple minutes and make sure that all of our documents are housed in the Prairie Rose 5-in 5-out library. Now you might ask, why is that important? Why can't we just keep it in my own folder? Well, it's super important across the district that we help out multi-graded schools. Maybe there's schools or grade levels or subjects who've just gotten stuck and they need to see the work of the rest of the schools. That's been really helpful already. And so we want your version to stay in this folder. So if you take a look right over here, bit.ly/PRPS, that's capitalized, that part, 5-in 5-out library, that is going to be what you can jot down so you can access it again. We're going to open that up and you'll get to a folder, 5-in 5-out PRPS Shared Frameworks folder. And we've called it the library for short. So since you might have been in here in August, when we met last, you can see we've gone ahead and put that into subject areas. And then after today, we will probably put that into school folders as well. So let's just say, let's go into English Language Arts here. And so you can see I've got the Calgary schools, Central schools, those are the ones that worked in Parkside. The North schools worked in Oyen, the West schools worked in Bow Island. All of our work from August and perhaps since then for some groups is in here. Eventually, at the end of today or the end of soon, we would imagine that there'd be a grade 1 to 6 ELA for a school. Smaller schools might take a little bit longer to get there because they are multi-graded, but that will be our eventual goal. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. Now you can see here, let's go Central Language Arts ELA 4. Let's open this one up. So I'm going to open this one up and you can see some of them might have very little in them. Some might be empty where they just got started. So if we come down here, we can take a look and say, oh yeah, this group did some work. There's the 5-outs and the 5-ins. And then finally, this is the vertical alignment or calibration document that by the end of today, we want everyone finished with. When I take a quick look at this one, it looks like the 5-in and outs on this page are copied and pasted from the planning above. So that tells me that maybe this group hasn't had a chance to have that really good discussion with the grade above and grade below to combine their ideas into 5-ins and 5-outs. This is going to be the document that we can start with. So let's say I'm from Irvin. I noticed there were some Irvin teachers that had worked on this one. So every school grade will do this for their subject. So you're going to go to File, and you're going to come and you're going to say make a copy. Now, you'll notice here that it's still in this English/ELA folder, and we want it to be made and stay in there. What I'm going to do up here, instead of copy of Central, I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to put the school name in the front. So I'm going to click make a copy, and then if we come back to that English folder, here's the Central one that I started with, and then Google Drive organizes alphabetically. So now if I come down here alphabetically, there is I for Irvin. So that new file that I just made is going to be in here, and there'll be an Irvin grade 6 and an Irvin grade 5, and for every school that should be in here. So these folders will get really full today. We will organize them after today into schools. Now you might be saying, okay, well, I also want to have that in my Google Drive so that I can find it. Let's take a look at what you would do in that case. But we're not going to make a copy. You're going to add a shortcut. So we don't want you to have a copy of this somewhere else that you're working on. We want this to be really the only one where the work is happening. I'm going to right click or 2-finger click, and I'm going to go to organize, and then I'm going to go to add shortcut. When I click add shortcut, then I can put that into my drive. I can go to all locations, or I might, if I've been working in there, look, I have a folder I've been in recently, Cammie's 5-in 5-out folder. I'm going to check what's in there, and I'm going to say, okay, let's add that. And so now that will be a link will exist in my drive. Now you could also do the same if you wanted to be able to access the great big folder that we're working with. So this is our shared frameworks folder, the one that has the PRPS 5-in 5-out library bit.ly. So if I can do the same thing here, I can click on the arrow, I can go to organize, I can go to add shortcut, find that folder, let's say Cammie's 5-in 5-out folder, I can click add, and it will add a shortcut. So now in my Cammie folder, back over in my Google Drive, I have not a copy, but I have a link to the live documents that are in our shared district folder. So by the end of the day, All of our schools should have, for math and ELA, especially in K to 6, you're working to get your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 library in math and ELA into here, and as many of your high school and junior high courses as you can.